Fair warning, the two decks that you are about to witness are complete and utter madness. That's right. With your conventional Netrunner wisdom, you wouldn't think that these decks would ever be constructed. These are crazy off-the-wall decks. I'm playing a Nasir deck that makes use of all the recurring credits in the world, with a breaker suite of Dagger, Black Cat, and Refractor. On the other side, we have a very weird Harmony Medtech deck that you are about to see play out. Alright. One of the new cards that came out in the latest data pack is Order of Soul. It gives you 1 credit every time you go bankrupt. And that is very useful for dealing with some of the cheapest ice in the game that has been troubling Nasir a lot ever since he was made available to play. I don't run Order of Soul. Instead, I'm using Xanadu, which costs 2 influence, but in addition to giving you the extra 1 credit from the extra rest cost of the ice, allows you to drain 1 credit from the corp, which is incredibly important against some of the faster corps of the day. Nasir is pretty slow. I mean, you need to draw up quite a few cards. Even though the ice can give you a lot of burst credits, against Jinteki and NBN, you will really suffer because of cheap ice, and right now I'm definitely feeling the pinch. That Yagura only gave me 2 credits to play with. I don't have any more burst credits, so I need to get a KT on the board. Alright, he double advances. I'm thinking it has to be a trap. Yeah, it's pretty questionable not running it, especially since I have 4 cards in hand, but I decided to take the risk there. And I see a MRF. Very great. If he plays that, it's going to burst my credits into decent territory. I really need those credits. Unfortunately, I don't have a personal workshop, so I can't play out my Dyson Man chip and Cyber Feeders just yet. Dyson Man chip is there because I'm using Underworld Contacts as one of my means of economy. Very weird in Nasir, I know, but this is purely experimentation. We'll see how well this works. This deck is more in it for the late game. With all the recurring credits and the recurring breakers, it's much stealth breakers. Breaking through ice is pretty trivial. Alright, so I hit his HQ very hard and it's a snare. Ouch. Alright, so he's playing a rather kill deck. Kind of a kill deck. That's pretty painful. Well, I definitely want to clear the tag because I have KT Jones and Xanadu on board. Make sure he doesn't mess around with my resources. And I hit a Shikyu on my Archives run. I suspect that he has agendas dumped in there because he is power drawing quite a bit with green level clearance. And yes, I obviously steal the Shikyu. So yeah. So on his turn, he gets the agenda going. Oh wait, it's a run-in. Of all the cards in the game, the one card that could kill me in that situation, he got it in the remote, and as a result, the game ended prematurely. Well, okay, so there's not much to see in this game, and that was a very silly way to die. I think this illustrates why Nasir is so situational. With most other runners, you have sure gambles, lucky finds, things that always work, that always give you the economy you need to progress on with your game. Whereas for Nasir, I'm completely reliant on the corp's ice. And believe it or not, it's possible nowadays that corps don't play much ice at all. In this instance, I get punished even though I'm running. Previously, before Honor and Profit, if I attempted such a strategy, assuming Nasir was available back then, the corp without ice would just let me through R&D in HQ, and eventually I'll score enough agendas to win if they don't put any ice on board. But now things are different. If I don't run, I have no money, I can't install my stuff. If I run, I get hit a snare and I die my next turn. It's pretty crappy. But that's the name of the game now, and yes, Nasir still has quite a bit of ways to go. It's incredibly effective against corps that hard rest their ice. Nasir's ability is either to his complete detriment, or it is too easy for the corp to play around Nasir's ability. What a pity. Thanks for watching and happy net running.